So guys, somebody had left a comment in a previous video about, I mentioned something about gardening with electrical wire, and I'm not sure if they understand exactly what I was talking about, but this is 20 gauge, very small, maybe 1 millimeter wire, and I'm going to show you how to use this in your vegetable garden, and it will make a huge difference on how well your vegetable garden works. Now I think this is going to be a short video, probably far under 10 minutes, but I'll try to quickly show you how to use this in your vegetable garden to get a huge yield as compared with what you would normally get if you didn't use it. So guys, as I said, this is the wire we're using to help our tomatoes grow more abundantly, and I'm hoping that this will work a lot better than what I used last year. But I'm going to give you a close-up and let you look at this wire, but it's very flexible and easy to use. But we're not attaching it directly to the tomatoes, even though the tomatoes will be kind of supported by it. But I wanted to show you what I did is I made a previous video, I believe it was last year, about using electrical stainless, it's not stainless steel, but it's steel electrical conduit that electricians use on different types of jobs, and I've made a permanent trellis there. But last year I used twine, and somebody said, well, that's not really a forever trellis, but by using this, and I'll show you exactly how to put it together, by using this, it will be a multi-decade trellis that I don't have to worry about from year to year. So guys, here's a close-up of the wire I'm using. It's very flexible. It has a copper center with a plastic jacket on it. It's, like I said, it's 20 gauge wire. I believe they use it for pet containment systems, but I found it for around $40 and it's 500 feet, so it'll go a long way. I'll put a link in the description if I can find the exact same one, if they're still selling it. You can use something like this to cut it with. It's very easy to cut and it's very easy to work with. Some wires are going to be a lot harder to maneuver around your plant, so you just want to make sure that you get something that's very easy to work with and that you can use as a support for your tomatoes or any other produce, vegetables that you're growing in your garden. So again, what I used last year was just ordinary twine, and I titled that video that I made about making these trellises the forever trellis, and someone pointed out in the comments that, well, the twine's not going to last forever, and that was true, but I was thinking more of the trellis itself lasting forever, not have to rebuild the trellis each year. But we can take this wire, and I believe it will last for a long time. So just wrap it around our screw, and we took some decking screws so we know that they'll last a long time. We're going to carefully tie this, make sure it doesn't slip off, just pull on it, and like I said, this is very strong, so we're going to wrap it over the top. We're going to wrap it over the top of our electrical conduit and come down the other side and do the same thing where our tomato has a support. And I have some very special clips that we use to support our tomatoes while they're growing. All right, so we want to take this and wrap it around the top of our electrical conduit twice, and then we're going to come back down on the opposite side and tie it off, and I'll show you the special clips that we're going to use to make this work. All right, so I went back up and I made sure it's really tight because we want the tightest, almost like a guitar string. We want it very tight. So we want to measure it where we can cut just the right amount so we're not wasting any, and we can wrap it around our deck screw that we have on the opposite side. Tie it down tight. And you can adjust this with a pair of pliers, but the tomato will eventually be growing up kind of at a slight angle towards the top, unless you wanted to make a double conduit, but I think it's better to just do one per 4x8 bed. Now, these tomato clips I bought a couple of years ago, and they've worked really well for me, and I've used them on the old-fashioned type of trellises, the metal ones. But what you do is, and I'll try to give you a close-up view of this, you just close it like that, snap it shut. Now this part right here is going to grip on to our piece of electrical wire, and our tomato will safely grow within that circle there, and you'll have enough room to get pretty large. You can buy these in different sizes, so if you have a type variety that you think is going to get bigger than the interior, that maybe that's about an inch in size. Usually most tomatoes won't grow that big, but whatever plant you're growing, you want to make sure that your clips are the right size. You're going to take your clip and just carefully clip it like that. It'll snap in place. You can hear it snap, and that way it can grow up. You can put them on as they go. You can prune as we go. I don't think they're quite tall enough yet. I'm just going to let a few more days of growth happen, so when it kind of naturally comes to the right height on this wire, we'll start clipping it and we'll grow vertically. Now, one more tip I wanted to give you is if you can't get it quite tight enough once you have everything installed, don't untie it. These are a little bit hard to get untied. Just take another one of your deck screws, put it at just the right angle where you know it's going to be really tight. Put it in. Pull your cord, pull your cord tight. It's going to be really tight now because it's going to have to be around 2. That way you don't have to untie this, and it's quite a bit tighter, and your tomato is going to survive even the strongest winds with this. So you can have longer ones. If you think that's not long enough, you could leave it sticking out further. But in general, this is going to work really well because that plastic's not going to degrade for years, and the copper inside of it maybe for decades. Now I'm trying to give you a little bit better view of it, but this is the finished product. And I think the tomatoes are going to grow just fine on this over my last year's just ordinary twine. So this truly is a forever trellis, or virtually forever, as long as you want to garden. And of course you may have to someday replace the wire, but I think it could literally last for well over a decade. So just remember the tomato clips, I put the link in the description to those, the wire and everything else. And so when I'm going to try to catch our local neighborhood cat to take him inside for the night, I will say a few more words in the greenhouse to you. So guys, that's what I was referring to about using electrical wire around your tomatoes and other vegetables. But it's one of those things that if you just think about new ways to do things, the way to save money is a great way to do that because you don't have to keep buying twine year after year. So guys, I really appreciate you watching. If you have a question about this video or any other of the gardening videos I've put up, or heater videos or anything like that, please become a public subscriber first, because I put those people to the front of the line. Even so, I have so many questions and comments every day. It's just about impossible for me to answer each one. So I try to put anybody as a subscriber as a priority. So guys, I really appreciate you watching, and have a great day.